My guest today is Alexandria Carruth, a local family law mediator and founder of the Janet Denton Collaborative Hedge and Hedge for Our Children. Before we talk about your new business that you're launching, tell us a little bit about your background.
So I'm actually a local girl, and when people ask me that, when I say local, I went to 32 schools in DFW in 16 years. Lived in kind of a transient atmosphere, so I watched all these beautiful things happen in this town and fell in love with it, but it wasn't my experience. So through years of trying to learn about how I could serve my community and be who I needed when I was growing up, because can't think of anything better than being in Fort Worth and being able to serve the people in my community. And I couldn't join the military because I had asthma, so I thought, okay, what do you do? And I couldn't be a pediatrician because I couldn't stand to see a kid hurt like I was. So it's a little bit about me.
Then you went to graduate school and you learned jurisprudence, or?
Yeah, so I started out trying to do business, real estate business. I thought, you can't go into direct child abuse or direct child advocacy. You won't understand it, because I'd experienced a lot in my life. I'd seen a lot of stuff happen in our systems. So I fell in love with the legal aspects of it. And I thought, why are kids in court? This doesn't really make sense to me, because I did not have a good time in those experiences. So I moved into getting my master's in jurisprudence in children's law and policy from Loyola Chicago. And then working into my mediation practice so that I could truly focus on the children and family issues involved. Because you shouldn't be trying to dismantle your family when you're also going through some of the hardest things emotionally. We need to be trauma-informed and love on it. So that's how I got here.
Wonderful. Well, let's talk about in October. You're planning on launching the Janet Denton Collaborative Hedge. There are multiple components to this program, so take your time and talk about your vision.
Fort Worth has always felt safe to me in a way that I can't explain. We're here in my home, and I really just wanted to look at Casa Manana, first place I ever saw art. There was always this bad, scary legal part of it that I didn't understand it, and I didn't get that opportunity to feel safe around a lot of professionals who you need when you're older. So when I started meeting legal professionals in my community through mediation school, they told me, you should call Janet Denton. Started working in Dallas a little bit. I thought there is something really special that we can add to Fort Worth. We can make this a place where families feel safe no matter what. Because for every controversial, difficult family case, there's an opportunity to not do it that way and to handle it with love and care and attention. I don't intend to carry those cases. I intend to find the community that believes in it. And instead of separating a family's assets and separating their time together, we try to increase it.
So this offers an opportunity to avoid going through the family court system, and you can still settle your divorces and child custody. So what does that look like when people come to this center? What are they going to experience?
They're going to experience the opportunity to truly talk about what's going on with the protection of their employer who understands. This is not an easy situation. I ask people in mediation, did you need a note for work? People don't understand that you should be allowed to talk about it. That should be something that we have provided to you through the entire aspect of it. I don't know how to transfer this part of my bills, and I'm stressed out about it. And if I don't know who to use as a mover, because when you're going through that, you need your entire situation to be calm so that you can keep your head on straight, because it is the worst day of your life. And I found a lot of mediators and a lot of attorneys who understood that. And I thought, we need to make that a big deal. And I'll build you a flight attendant system, somebody that will sit by you,
Yes.
and do it with you. A finance guy you can call who is not going to mess you over, who probably went through a divorce too. It's scary.
So besides mediation services, what is this hedge for our children?
I've watched so many estates get dismantled. I was the Dallas County Dispute Resolution Center volunteer of the month in November. That's a mouthful. And I watched people be desperate to hang on to their business or the home they inherited that their kids love. And if you walk into that room, I was trained in this, with the goal of dismantling a family, there's nothing but pain to come out of that. So Hedge for Our Children creates a place during your divorce, and then hopefully going forward, where you can be invested in your child's actual future with your partner or your ex-partner.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody gets a new boyfriend or girlfriend, you know, you've seen it happen. We've all seen it happen. And all of a sudden they're fighting over money and I want more child support. You should be able to go to the people that understand your experience and are trauma informed to speak about the financial needs of your family.
Mm-hmm. You can avoid litigating over this and having to give up half your wealth to attorneys.
You do get
You
it.
get the benefit of actually keeping your house and your wealth, everything you built for your children as well.
You planted a hedge.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Tell us a little bit about, you mentioned Janet Denton. Tell us a little bit more about her. She's a big name around here.
She is. She used to be in charge, and she is in charge now. You know, she's unfortunately not well right now, and it's extremely emotional for me to talk about because she inspired me so much in the possibilities that I had, and she does that for a lot of people. And she worked in a system that was completely different than the one that I have. You know, she was, you know, of a different era in this space, and she fought. And I also wanted Tarrant County to know that we're going to take this forward in a positive manner and continue these beautiful goals. We're going to be loving and caring to these people and these families. And she gives me strength to do that and inspired me. I am just so excited to honor her on the 26th. We're still kind of searching around for locations and things to do because Janet's time is precious. And I know she wants to spend it with her family and not her over talkative adopted daughter, but I'm going to make her a little bit.
Yes.
And I can't wait for you to meet her because I think we're going to have some really cool things come out of her life her time on this planet.
Yeah. So you've spent a lot of time in the family court system as an advocate for children and as a mediator outside of the courts. What are the benefits for children and parents who are able to avoid the court system entirely?
I've seen that some families do need to be in the family court system. My family did.
Yeah.
It is not ever the goal to not leave children with as much protection as possible. But my true heart says that there are a lot of people that just need to talk and just need some advice. So we could build a team to do that is trauma informed. Because a divorce or a separation is an ACE, just like witnessing domestic violence. So if you are thrust into a system that is solely focused on what the legality of the situation is and not the very delicate needs of your family, it could permanently damage you and your children.
Where do you see this going in 5-10 years? You want to make this a national, global, yes, national then global. I was going to say idea that's just going to grow, and this will be where it all started. But go and tell me how this is going to unfold.
So I spend a lot of time helping people navigate these processes as a lifelong learner. But my passion is, in a lot of ways, I'm hurting for these families constantly, but I know there are so many professionals that can help them. My passion is to be able to afford to build that team where it's worth it and people feel safe with their families with us. And that's really my ultimate goal, because I like to help people build an estate. I like to help people have a successful household. And I'd like to go visit people all over the world that didn't have to experience the trauma that some of us have. And I'd like for it to enhance families and provide scholarships for broken families so that their kids that need trauma and a scholarship don't have to pick. Because there are people holding, the Children's Defense Fund is holding $36.5 billion worth of assets right now. And I don't know, you can look up their record, I'm not going to speak for them, but I think our project budding here with these personal experiences and these passions that we have, I really think we can protect a lot of families from what they don't even know they're not supposed to be doing. It's not nobody's fault, but it does need to stop.
Yeah, until they know there's an alternative, they may not realize that they can do something besides going down to the Tarrant County and Family Law Center. They may not realize there's an alternative out there. So.
It might not be right for their family.
Yeah.
There's a lot of families I've sent there that I think they do a wonderful job, especially when there is a dangerous situation. Sometimes we have to do that. So I want the legal community and the money community to know this is about making Fort Worth and then growing it to make it a premier place to handle severe conflict, even if it's your business, because your business is going to affect your family.
Well, there's a lot more to the program that we have time to talk about, but I hope that's a good overview. What's the website for this going to be?
It'll be hedgeforouchildren.com
Okay.
and the Janet Denton Collaborative Hedge, but I don't know how they acronymed it yet.
Okay, still in the branding process.
Yeah, we are in the branding process of general public branding.
Mm-hmm.
Joey and Shayna Swindle have been excellent to me, and I'm really excited about this because I think it's something beautiful for all of us to give to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been my dream to help my town.
Well, we're excited. It's almost happening. So follow the website. It'll launch in the coming weeks and months, and by October this thing will be live, and you'll be hearing about it. So you heard about it here first. Alexandria, it's an incredible program. It's very well thought out, and we appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.